Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Your Next Level Mastermind. This is session number 60. Hard to believe, right? And the topic we've got for tonight is called Creating Your Vision. And if you're watching this wherever you are, there's a couple of things I want you to be careful of. One, I want you to make sure you check out all the links that these people are leaving for you. These people are contributing to your knowledge with creating your vision, and they're also going to share with you just in 60 seconds some of the things that they do. They're good at what they do. They are extremely easy to talk with, and I recommend you in the strongest possible way that you reach out to them. Every single one of them, not just one or two, reach out to all of them, because you never know what connections can lead you to, and that's really an important thing. And the other thing is this: when we're talking about this topic, creating your vision, I want you to think to yourself very honestly, how do you go about that as well? You can hear what they say, and then if there's anything that they share with you you'd like to follow up with them on, that's another reason to click their link and come and talk to them about that, because they'll be sharing from their heart to yours as well. All right, so without any further ado, we're going to start now with a little promotion for each of these wonderful people who are providing you with knowledge, expertise, experience, and a bit of fun and networking potential. So we'll start with you, Jeff Veale, followed by Joy Healey.
Okay, good evening everybody. My name is Jeff Veale. The name of my company is thebusinessgurus.com.au. What do we do in one sentence? We help people in business pretty much all over the world with English-speaking countries to grow their business and show them all the leaks in the business and how we can help them improve it. Why do I do it? I've done marketing for well over 45 years and enjoy it, and still have the passion and get excited when people have some small wins. We serve all over the world, as I've said earlier. And this week I'm looking for anyone who wants to hire an army. If you want to go to war against your competition, we have an army here ready to help you do just that. Thanks very much.
I like that. Hire an army, very appropriate in this day and age when you think about it. Okay, thank you, Jeff. Joy Healey, followed by Carol Davies.
Hello, I'm Joy Healey from joyhealey.com. I show people how to avoid the mistakes that tripped me up when I started online, especially in affiliate marketing. I do it because I have tried so many different affiliate marketing trainings previously, and finally I found one that was actually working for me. I live in Norwich in the UK, and I serve people 55 and over with poor pension provision who are interested in making an extra income online. This week I'm looking for people who struggle with technical side of building a full-time or part-time online business and have tried before and failed, so would be interested in the business where 95% of the hard work is already done for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. Just one quick thing. When you say the technical side of things, what do you mean?
It's things like, they make it sound so easy, you know, you just build a funnel and you do videos and you do webinars and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had a blog and I put a blog up and I thought that was it. It wasn't.
Right. In other words, you're talking about a done-for-you service, right?
Yes. I mean, you have to do some work. It's not 100% done for you, but the technical side is done for you.
Okay. I'm always available for any technical advice, by the way. That's a joke, everybody. Carol Davies, thank you, Joy. Carol Davies, followed by John Allen.
Good morning, everyone. Lovely to see you again. I'm located in London, Ontario, Canada, which is not very far from Toronto. My company is called Passion Motivator Coaching, and I'm a success coach who works with stressed and overwhelmed women entrepreneurs who are looking for a solution to get themselves out of that deep pit of overwhelm and unhappiness and to find out how they can have the life of their dreams in many easy steps. The reason I like to do that, I was one of those people a few years back. I did too much. I put myself last. I was stressed. I was unhappy. And I just didn't look forward to life. Now I do. And I want others to have that thing to look forward to because it's so important. This week, I'm looking for any women small business entrepreneurs who may be feeling stressed. And why don't you get in touch with me and we'll have a bit of a chat.
Thank you very much, Carol. Thank you very much indeed. John Allen, followed by Yvonne Jones.
Hi, everyone. My name is John Allen. I'm with Allen Small Business Coaching. What I do basically in one sentence is I help struggling small business owners and entrepreneurs solve 3 problems. 1, how to attract their ideal clients. 2, how to create instant income. And 3, who to turn to when they need professional help. Why do I do this? Well, I do it because I received a lot of help growing up through my career, what have you. So this is my way of giving back to the small business community. It's the small businesses that keep all our economies going, not the big corporations. I'm located in just outside of London, Ontario, close to where Carol mentioned, the one without the big bridge and the big clock. And this week, I'm looking for, again, small business owners who are struggling that have one of those 3 problems. Not knowing how to attract their ideal clients, not knowing how to generate cash, and not knowing who to turn to when they need professional help. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, John. That instant income or cash generation would be a fairly popular need. There's no doubt about that. Okay, thank you. Yvonne Jones is also going to be the lady who's presenting some practical advice for us a little later on, followed by Markus Neukom. Over to you, Yvonne.
Thank you, Peter. Good morning, everyone. I am Yvonne A. Jones, and I specialize in working with women 50 and wiser who are business owners or professionals, and they're somewhat stuck. I help them to get rid of the muck that's holding them back so they shine their brilliance, or they shine brilliantly. And I also market a product that protects your personal identity and helps to protect your business against cyber attacks. Why I do this, and my business, actually, I operate on the 50 and Wiser coaching. And why I do this, especially work with women who are 50 and wiser, is that at the age of 52, I walked away from corporate America. But I didn't have the advice that I needed to have me grounded when I started my business. So my decision is to help women who want to make a change so that they can do it in a smart way. And today I'm looking for this week guests for my Everyday Passion show for the months of May and June, and can be men or women. If you have a passion about something in your business and you want to share this with others, then please speak with me. I would love to hear your story.
Thank you, Yvonne, very much indeed, and we'll hear from you a little later. Markus Neukom, followed by Aspen. Over to you, Markus.
Hi, everyone. I'm Markus Neukom. I'm the owner of Markus Neukom International, and I'm a leadership executive coach and change agent. I work with people who ask, is this as good as it gets? I help my clients to position themselves strategically as a solid leader, become a collaborator who inspires others, and build and nurture strong alliances. Why I do it? I love to inspire growth and change. I'm living in Switzerland, working mostly with clients from the US, and this week I'm looking for people who ask, is this as good as it gets? Thank you.
Love that question, Markus. Is this as good as it gets? That's really something that makes you think. Appreciate
Thanks.
it. Aspen, followed by Fred Gillen.
Hello, everybody. I help small businesses to get rid of their fear that keeps them awake at night. And I'm helping right now chiropractors. So today, actually, quickly, I want to cover something with you. We talked about last time about trust and customer relationship. And I don't know, does everybody see this can here?
A little bit higher. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a can of tea from Iran, actually. And I happened to just look at the back here, and it wrote something about customer, and I want to read it for you guys. I'm translating here as much as I can. So it's saying that on the can, my customer is my best friend. My customer is my best friend. My customer does not depend on us. We depend on him or her. My customer is not separate from us. My customer is part of us. Basically, in this case, they are talking about like body parts. They are like your hand or part of your body, customer. And answering the needs of customer is an opportunity to give thanks for my customer's support. So after I read this, I had a couple of customers ask me, and then call me for some questions. And when I talked to them, I was more attentive and having this in mind. That's all, folks. Thank you.
Wow. Ashwin, that is one valuable can you've got there. That's great advice. Great advice indeed. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Okay. Fred Gillen, nice to see you, my man, followed by Anthony Piselli, or Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Fred.
Thanks, Peter.
Yep.
Fred Gillen. I operate a business called More Marketing Ideas, because that's what I do. I give small business owners more marketing ideas, and I help them with optimizing their websites or setting up their email campaigns, whether that's with active campaigns or constant contact or MailChimp or MailerLite, whatever it might be. We help them organize all of that. So I get rid of the tech stuff. But I also have a online referral network group, which I started in January, and that helps small businesses make connections with other business owners and get more referrals and get, and learn from other business owners as well. So that's really what I do. So Fred Gillen from More Marketing Ideas. I operate from Melbourne, Australia, but I serve all the English-speaking countries. And referrals for me would probably be somebody like accountants or business coaches or anybody that deals with small business owners that need to get seen online. So that's me, Fred Gillen, More Marketing Ideas.
Thank you very much, Fred. Anthony, or Santa Claus, followed by Pat Dreyer.
Oh, as Santa, I love to visit people. I love to visit with everyone. Who do you know that would love a visit from Santa? I'm coordinating visits from Santa, not just for Christmas, but all year round via Zoom. Oh, and the technology is just amazing, isn't it? We can see each other all year round. Do you know someone that has a youngster, a niece, or a nephew, or a grandchild that would love a visit with Santa and could use a mid-year check-in, a birthday greeting, or just a special message from me? I work with kids from 1 to 92. If you'd like to hook up with me, Santa, for a visit, just you can come and visit me on my Facebook page, Santa Anthony, or just in the contact information here, you can visit my website and or send me an email. I would love to come and visit.
Thank you, Santa Claus. And Santa Claus answers all these emails, I assume?
Every single one of them.
Good.
And it's easier with the email because I can't send coal via email.
Good point. Good point. Pat Dreyer, followed by Sandy Murray.
Thank you, Peter. I had Santa come visit with my grandchildren for Christmas this year. And I'll tell you what, it was the best. He prepares so well for this. He has a questionnaire that comes out and asks all these questions about the children, the parents, that just school, everything. And when he gets on the phone with him, I had one, he's 11 years old. He's right at the cusp of wanting to be believing in Santa or not. At the end of it, he goes, I believe. He knows everything. So Santa, you got my 2 cents in there, buddy. Hey, everybody.
Thank you.
My pleasure. You did such a good job with those kids. And it's not just a visit. It's a well-planned one. Everybody, I'm Pat Dreyer. I'm in network marketing with My Daily Choice, and I show people how to attain freedom through residual income. And we offer a turnkey business that you can pretty much start for free and even start earning a check as early as next Thursday. Now, why do I do it? There's a lot of people out there that are struggling and they're looking for change in their life. They want more time with their family and their friends, and they want more money to do what they want to do. Well, I'm here to show them how to do that. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, but we have both physical and digital products, so we serve most of the world. Now, if you can do me a huge personal favor this week, what I need is everybody knows someone who wants or needs change in their life. And if you know anybody who wants to learn how to make an extra $600 on up to six-figure income, send them my way and we'll teach them everything they need to know. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you very much, Pat. Sandy Murray.
Good day, everybody. Excuse me. I always start off with sort of a little strange thing in my throat. But anyway, the name of my business is Training, Marketing, and Networking. And basically what I've been doing lately is focusing on the training aspect of it. I've created 3 courses online now, and I'm at the phase now where I'm just beginning to market it. But with regard to the other aspect of my business, where essentially I help people start an online business from scratch. And let me tell you, there's a lot involved to get through the whole cycle. But I'm with you all the way. I stay with you until we get at least for you to earn your first dollar online. Why do I do it? Because essentially I'm retired and I've got the time to do it. And I've got some knowledge that I like to share with other people. What am I looking for? I'm looking for people that want to move ahead, make change, and need somebody to coach them along the way. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Sandy. Let me stop sharing. Now, before we start the topic, I've got some apologies. Penny Kennedy, who's always supportive of us here, she can't make it. She'll be here next week. And Janet Piselli, I assume that Janet is busy on those telephones. Is that right, Anthony?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
She misses everyone. She sends her best.
Right. Okay. And we've just had Marlon join us. Are you there, Marlon?
Hi everyone.
How you doing?
Sorry I'm late.
Hi, Marlon.
Do me a favor. You want to do a promotion on yourself right now?
Hi.
That's what you call getting caught out.
This is the part that I don't really like.
Let me help
This is a
you,
great
Marlon.
place to
Let me
get
help
good at
you.
it.
What are the 3 things you like to help people with? There you are.
Okay, I really love helping people solve their problems when it comes to design and technical, and I just want to help them grow their business by taking care of the, again, the design and technical part. I think that's it. I don't think that's 3. I'm not good at math. So, basically, I don't want to be poor, so I do that.
Okay, that's fine, Marlon. That's fine.
Well, Marlon, just know,
Can I
Marlon,
just give a
that you're amongst
testimonial,
friends
Peter?
and family.
Can I give a testimonial for Marlon?
Yes, where you go, Yvonne.
Okay, since Marlon won't speak for himself, he's amazing with design. He did a Facebook cover for a page. I have a business page. Of course, it's a business page. And I just gave Marlon some pictures and I told him what I wanted and what my vision was for it. And he created a beautiful cover. He also did a beautiful cover for my brother's book, which is published on Amazon.
Thank you very much, Yvonne. How about that, Marlon? Give Marlon a big clap for that. Excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
sure.
Okay, and hello there, Bonnie. You've just joined us. Nice to see you. You want to do a 60-second promo about what you're all about?
Sure. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Sorry for thank you for your patience. Actually, I'm going to have to go help my little one in the bathroom. So I'm going to take a rain check and hopefully hop back on. It's been a morning. Thank you.
That's okay, Bonnie. Understand? Be a mum. All right. Now, I've done the apologies. The other thing is this. In our Unix level group, there is a post there about digital resources Rolodex. If you haven't taken the opportunity to do that yet, please do it. You'll see a video I did in there with my granddaughter and a rabbit, to be quite frank with you. And that was just to get people's attention, and they probably looked more at her and listened to what I was trying to say. But the idea was to encourage you, if you possibly could, to share a paragraph in a specific post, which is on March the 25th, about the problems you solve for people. And I'm going to put it together and then give you all a copy of that, so then you can be promoting each other and yourselves at the same time. Right? The other thing is, before we get to the topic now, we've got the very smart, wonderful and extremely talented Yvonne A. Jones with us today. And she is going to provide some practical advice. And in future, we're going to do a 10-minute segment. Is that okay with you, Yvonne? 10 minutes.
Sure, Peter. Oh, so we're starting the 10 minutes today?
That's a leading question.
No, I thought you said I had 15 minutes, but I can cut it.
Okay, no, go for 15 minutes. That's okay. By the way, you announce the topic, and it's over to you, because I'm looking forward to hearing this.
Okay, thank you, Peter. Thank you, everyone. My topic for today is building resilience to embrace the human experience. Now, recently I read this quote. I saw this quote by a newspaper journalist, and it grabbed my attention. It says, and I quote, "Being defeated is often a temporary condition. Giving up is what makes it permanent." And I thought, let me read that again. So I read it again. Being defeated is often a temporary condition. Giving up is what makes it permanent. So essentially, that quote highlighted the difference between someone who is resilient and one who is not. One who is defeated but does not stay down. It's a temporary condition. The defeat is temporary. Whereas another person meets the same challenge and gives up, so it becomes permanent. So today I will share with you what resilience means to me, situations that challenge or resilience, and 5 ways to nurture and build your resilience so you can embrace the human experience, because that's what life is all about. It's the entire human experience. So the Latin word from which this word resilience comes really means to rebound or bounce back from difficult experiences. And as we think about resilience, there are 3 aspects I invite you to consider. 1 is the ability to cope with challenges when they appear in our lives. Then 2 is the ability to adapt to the changes created by these challenges. And 3, the ability to recover and even grow from these setbacks. Now, it sounds like it should be easy, doesn't it? Kind of like it should be like stretching a rubber band and it bounces back to its original size when you let it go. But is it really that easy to bounce back from misfortune, changes, challenges and stresses, trauma and tragedy? Is it really that easy? Now I'm going to invite you to participate with me for a brief minute, and I invite you to use the raise hand feature, which is at the bottom of your screen. And just raise your hand. I'm going to take maybe the 5 first persons to just share one thing or event that you believe could require a great deal of resilience to rebound or bounce back from. And I'm opening my screen and I'm looking at everyone. Anyone? Jeff, go ahead, please.
I've just lost 120 websites, and possibly permanently. So that will be certainly something to bounce back from. But bounce back we will. It won't be an issue. Give us a chance to do some spring cleaning and get it right this time.
Thank you for sharing that, Jeff. John, please.
You're muted.
You're muted, John.
Sorry about that. Being in a position a while back where, the income wasn't there and not knowing where you're going to get the next dollar from or whatever to go buy groceries, that can be a very challenging situation for a lot of people.
Thank you, John. Peter?
Some people know what I'm meant to share, especially you, John Allen. We've had an experience in our village that is very upsetting to me. Somebody has stolen our school bus, right? We've never had anybody steal anything in our village before. And it's really blown everybody away, including me, because we just can't understand why people would have done that. But what makes it even worse, Yvonne, is that we can't get a police report in order to claim any insurance on it because the thieves are connected with one of the police precincts. Okay? So it's a pretty dirty, corrupt world we're living in, quite frank. And I have to bounce back to that because I've got to lead this village. And I'm saying this publicly to you, John. Thank you for your patience with me in another session we had, because I really gave him an earful about the problem I had with this village. So resilience, I need it right now.
I hear you, Peter. Anyone else? I have time for just one more person to share something. It doesn't have to be your personal experience, just something that we see in everyday experience that, all right, I'll go back. Thank you so much for sharing. And
I think Pat wants to share something.
Well, I was going to say a death in the family could be something that you have to bounce back from, and that's pretty traumatic.
Absolutely. Yes, I was listening for that one, Pat, actually, because I was about to say some other ones, and death was going to be one of them. And so many people, especially over the past 2 years, have experienced, the loss of a loved one, and not just from age, but because of illness, and what we have been going through. So yes, all of those things. Then there are other things like family and relationship problems. We talk about serious health problems that sometimes lead to death, workplace, financial stressors. John mentioned that, medical challenges, so many different things. And every one of these things is a part of the human experience. And it will take resilience to bounce back from them. It's never easy. It can be messy, scary, intimidating, and traumatic. And also when you're going through overwhelm, like you all mentioned, Peter with the bus being stolen, Jeff with losing 120 websites. This feeling of overwhelm can rob you of the energy that you would normally have to deal with situations. So resilience doesn't always mean you're on top here. You might have to build that resilience. It might take some time for you to build it, because those things can knock you off your feet. So it may take some time to get back into the position where you're strong enough that it can be like a buffer against these adversities. So today I'm going to share with you 5 resources to support your building resilience so you are able to embrace the human experience rather than be intimidated by it. I have many more, but due to time, I'm limiting it to just these 5. Number 1, reframe your thoughts so that you write a new story. Watch how your body responds, but take stock of your strengths. Number 3, build a support network, foster positive connections. 4, cultivate self-compassion. And 5, practice forgiveness. So let me quickly, Peter, how much time do I have? Let me quickly go into a little bit detail of these.
Go.
Do I have like 5 minutes?
Yes, go.
Thank you. All right, so reframe your thoughts. When things aren't going well, we tend to focus on the negatives. We're human. But we can always choose to reframe the experience by choosing to contemplate on the positive aspects. For example, if you went through a really dark experience, and for you, the dark experience might be a period of serious illness, take some time to write down some upsides to the situation. You might have been, say, a pretty strong person and had little patience with people who are, complaining. Because a lot of us are like that. If we've never been through the situation, sometimes we can't see it and feel it. But now that you have gone through this situation, it may help you to become a more compassionate or empathetic person. As you help others and be more patient with others, you're actually building your own resilience and your own strength, your ability to bounce back. Number 2, take stock of your strengths. Here's something I want you to keep in mind. Remember that it's your actions, not your problems, which define you. It's your actions, not your problems. So sometimes the struggle is the reward. It may seem, not intuitive and contradictory, but it can be. The struggle can be your reward because it reveals strengths that you never even knew that you had. So again, you remember this Chinese proverb that says the faintest ink is better than the most retentive memory? Sometimes it makes sense to just grab a notebook and put things in writing. So in this case, grab a notebook, make a list of all the times that you have risen from defeat. Sometimes we take things for granted. We don't even focus on it, that it's something that we have overcome. We just figure it's just part of life. How about a time when you found the right words? You didn't know what to say, but you somehow found the right words. Or you helped someone else. Or you achieved a goal that you didn't think you could. So you finish what you started. Do this evaluation to strengthen yourself regularly, because you don't have to wait until you're knocked down or facing a difficulty to do this. Because you know what? You may be more resilient than you think, and that you give yourself credit for. Then let's quickly go to the foster positive connections. Foster positive connections, whether it's with family, if you have supportive family, friends, supportive groups. There might be groups in your local area, groups on social media, connections. Could be a coach, could be a mentor, could be a therapist, whoever it is. You need to create those allies so that they can support you. And once you know you have people at your back, then it makes it easier for you to be able to withstand the challenges that come your way. 4, cultivate self-compassion, not to be confused with self-pity. Self-compassion means feeling kindness towards yourself and caring towards yourself, not being judgmental. We are our worst critics. I am, number 1, I am my worst critic. So I have been working really hard on it. Do you have that problem where you talk to yourself like you wouldn't talk to a friend? You'd never talk to a friend like that, not even someone who works with you. But you tell yourself horrible things and you're this and you're that. Try to practice compassion. Speak to yourself as you would to a loved one or to a dear friend. Be easier on yourself and leave perfectionism behind. That's something I had to work on, and I still do. Finally, practice forgiveness. A lot of times, what goes on in our head is what weighs us down. And a lot of people in the world have suffered from childhood trauma. They are still holding on to it. It helps to deplete your energy, because every time you regurgitate that, every time you think about it, it's doing things to the hormones in your brain, and it's robbing you of the energy that you need and the resources that you need internally. So try to, as much as possible, forgive who hurt you, and at the same time, forgive yourself. These are just some of the things that can help us to nurture and build, and I say nurture deliberately, because just like you have to tend a plant to keep it looking beautiful and healthy, you have to nurture that, because there are going to be things that are going to knock you down. So you may go down a bit, but remember now, you don't stay down because you're not defeated, and you need to nurture and build so you come right back up. Thank you, Peter.
Everybody, thank you. Yvonne, I needed to hear that today. Thank you very much indeed. Actions, not your problems, define you. That's a very big takeaway for me. Wow. Woo. Thank you very much, Yvonne.
You're welcome.
Bonnie, are you able to do a little presentation?
Oh, he's good now. Thank you.
Over to you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bonnie Hewitt. I am working on a new venture with Hall of Fame running back Marshall Falk and my mentor and coach David Meltzer over at Fortuity Financial Partners. And what we do is we teach people how money really works and how to make it work for them. And so we help with planning for retirement, setting up college funds, and all of the education principles that we teach are, in fact, all of our services are free to the client. And so this week, I'm actually expanding my team. Primarily right now, I'm looking in California, Arizona, and Pennsylvania, but because we're in a hybrid model, we can work with anybody in the United States. So if you know anybody who is looking to help others and join a team and make income at the same time, please reach out and we'll get them connected. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Bonnie. Could you make sure you put your links in the chat? Okay. Penny Candy, I've already apologized for you. Welcome. What a surprise. Okay. Would you like to do a 60-second promo?
I'm good. Thank you, Peter. I'll just listen today.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's lovely to
Sorry,
see
guys. I didn't know I was coming home this morning.
Yeah, I thought you were traveling. There you go. So
Yeah, we traveled late last night and we got back at 4 o'clock this morning. So just had to quickly get ready for work.
okay. All righty. So our topic for today, before we do that, Marlon has something that he'd like to share with you. And I think you might be very interested. Okay. Marlon, where you go.
Thank you, Peter. Well, I'm not very busy tomorrow, so I have a lot of spare time. If anyone here needs, a graphic design done for them, if you need a banner for your Facebook group or your profile or your page, I can do it for free. So that's it.
Wow. There you go. I'll leave it to you people.
Yeah, just reach out. A lot of you here are already my friends on Facebook, so just send me a message.
Thank you very much, Marlon. That's very generous.
Yeah, we need to have a chat, Marlon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fred. Yeah. Yep. I'll quote Marlon. We need to have a chat.
Yes, sure.
Thank you very much for your kind offer. All right. Okay. Our topic: creating your vision. Okay. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Oh, before we do that, welcome to Yogesh. He's just joined us. Nice to see you, my man. Would you like to do anything in terms of a promotion, or you just want to contribute to the topic?
I'll just contribute to the topic.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. All right. Okay, who'd like to start? Creating your vision. Okay. Why have a vision in the first place? What's important about it? Do you have one? Have you had problems trying to put it together? What's the advantages of having it? If you don't have a vision, what happens? Whatever. Any way you want to go. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Who'd like to start? Sandy Murray. Okay. Followed by Sandy.
Yeah, so interesting topic, because I've been working on this for the last few days, and what I've come up with is a vision from my perspective was I put together a entrepreneur leaders is what I like to refer to them. And I like to think of everybody that's online here as one of those particular people. And really the thing that the vision that most of us have is to create hope and give people the faith they need to move forward and make change. So like when I look at everybody here, I think that's what they're really trying to do. So that was my particular vision, to get myself what I called a platform to launch, a group, to meet more people and have them recognize that the people that are entrepreneur leaders really have a passion for helping others. That's really what they're all about. And you've seen that so many times today here, is the quality of the information. We're all committed to help others, and I think that'll take us a long ways. So that would be my input for today on that one.
Thank you, Sandy. Joy Healey.
Right, well, I must confess I panicked a little bit when I saw the title today. I thought, I don't think I've got a vision. And so I I did a little bit of Googling like you do, and I came across these really lofty visions, you know, I mean, Microsoft's vision, computer on every desk and in every home. And I thought, oh, I don't know about that. So I thought, well, how do I apply this to me? And I came up with my highest level vision would be that everyone who Googles about earning an online income can be educated to achieve that. But then I thought, well, I ought to bring it down to something I could personally achieve. And what I would like to achieve, with my vision, is that I can educate every person on my own mailing list to help them make an online income. And my personal vision would be that I can maintain the same level of income that I've got, but have a more relaxed lifestyle. It's a bit chaotic at the moment. So that's my business and personal vision. Hope that's okay.
Thank you, Joy. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. Before we get to you, Bonnie, one quick thing. To me, if you have a real vision that is compelling to you, and it's in your heart, then automatically it impacts on the way that you message people. Think about that, okay? The way that you message and communicate with people will be automatically driven by the vision that's within you, okay? Sorry, but Bonnie, over to you. I'll just put my 2 cents worth in every now and again.
I love your 2 cents. So it's interesting that we're talking about this. This is 5 pages full of what my vision and my business and life plan are that I wrote back in February as part of an assignment. And it literally scared me beepless, because I think a lot of us, everybody knows deep down what their vision is, but a lot of us are afraid to commit to that and put it on paper. And it's not a fear of failure necessary, but a fear of success. And how much is our life going to change if we actually achieve these things? And for me, that was really at the core of why I was having trouble putting my vision. Like, I had smaller visions and I would talk about those things, but I was really afraid to put my massive, big vision on paper. I've got a lot of autoimmune stuff. And for me, it was like, what if I get to this point where I'm doing all these things that I want to do and then my body fails me? What do I do with this success? Who's going to help take over and do what it is that I wanted to have done? And so I finally had to get to the point where if I realized that if I put that vision out in the universe and I do everything in my power to achieve it, if something should happen, then that something was meant to be, and it was there to teach me another lesson, and there would be somebody to either pick up or move on or do whatever, or maybe that was going to be part of the vision journey as well. And so, yeah, I recommend, if anybody's interested in learning how I did this, it's a really simple process. I have lots of notes and I can help you. But what it does is it helps get your big goal, and then it helps you break it down into, a yearly, monthly, weekly kind of plan. And so you can kind of check your milestones off and really start working towards, what it is that you want to do. So I hope that was helpful.
Bonnie, I'd like to see that. Could you share that via email or message or something? I'll message you later and talk to you about it, okay?
Sure. I'll type it up because I have handwritten notes. I'll type it up and put it in a document so that you can see what the process is.
Let me know when you're ready. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Bonnie.
You're welcome.
Yvonne.
Okay, one of the things that I'll first I really like about a vision is that as a business owner, or even if you're not a business owner, but we all are here in this group, it's important to have a vision for yourself, your business, because it creates the path that you want to follow. It's based on your goals. It's based on our aspirations. The thing about a vision is that it doesn't have to be written in stone. It doesn't mean that once you have created it, you can't change it. And my vision, recently I've had to revisit and revise my vision But my long-term vision, regardless of how much I change, how I get there and what I do, the two things, two major things. And one has been with me for, I won't say how many years, because then it's going to tell you what decade I'm in. But it's been for a long, long time, less from I was 16 years old. And really that vision was created in me unknowingly, but it has been a part of my life that became my business vision. And it's to create an environment for business owners where they stop the customer chase. They build such strong relationships that their business is no longer like a revolving door where they're still chasing new customers, but they have created and built a relationship that allows them to retain their clients, their customers, however, their patients, however they define them. That has not changed. And Peter, as you know, I have gone away from that vision, or I've tried to go away from it many times, and somehow it pulls me back because it's there. And the other thing is that because I am a woman who's loved corporate life, but I also had both in Jamaica, and I did very well. And I migrated to the United States, got the accolades, got the promotions, got the jealousy because I got promotions and awards about people who had been working at companies many years. I love that kind of thing, but I also had this passion to work for myself. I've had that from I was 21. And so I walked away from that and starting my own business, which has had its ups and downs like anything else and trials. And so the other part of my vision is to help women, especially women 50 and over, who feel that, oh, I can't, it's too late to change, or I can't, it's too late or I'm too old, or I can't do this and I can't. Just get them away from that and say, you're never too old to really start something new and to take your passion and turn it into profit and a reality. So those are my two big parts of my vision that, of course, I have created different pathways to get there, but they have been with me. And despite how much I have gone away, I've come right back to them every time.
Thank you, Yvonne. I remember some years ago thinking that vision was a bit of hoo-ha, to be quite frank with you. And all I was worried about was how can I make money with it? That's what I was trying to work out, right? Because I couldn't see the link between the vision and making the money, okay? And then I realized what my vision was, and it was really to create the life that I want rather than what other people want me to be. That's the first thing I had to come up with. And then I had to think, okay, if that's what I want, what do I need to do to get that to happen? What do I need to do? Because if you have a vision but you don't take any action, what's the point, right? And then thirdly, how will it make me money? I had to go through all this thinking. And when I did this, especially the last part about how to make me money, it was because I became more visible. I became more, how would you say, credible, and I became more believable. And those three things helped me to achieve the vision that I wanted in the first place. And it also made me some money at the same time. Okay, another couple of 2 cents. Who else would like to go? Someone had their hand up and I cut them short. Pat Dreyer, over to you, my man.
Thank you, Peter. You know, vision's huge. It's probably the biggest thing, but it's all right here, you know. To most people, unfortunately, vision is really just hopes and dreams. They get excited about an idea. They go to a seminar. They get all excited. Everything's going on so good, but they don't know how to break the negative habits of their current thinking. And so the excitement just fades away again and again and again. And it happens throughout their life. And all of a sudden, they think they're a failure. So the secret to success is in your thinking. And if you want to change your life, you have to start with the end in mind. So your vision. And you can't ignore your current circumstances, of course, but you have to train yourself, recognize and respond. You have to train yourself to get emotionally involved and focus on what you want, not what you have or don't have, because you get what you think of. So to me, vision's really like gratitude, and it has to be practiced on a daily basis. You know, like I've said about gratitude, at least twice a day. When you wake up, so before you go to bed, and then you're going to find that the more you practice it, the more you're going to find it consuming your thoughts throughout the day. Now, many of you guys know that I'm a big Bob Proctor fan, and in his teachings, vision is a type C goal. It's something so big it scares the living, like Bonnie said, out of you. You have no idea how you're going to manage it, but it's something that you really want. It's something that's so inspiring, like Peter just said, that you get emotionally involved with it. It's in your heart, and it pulls you forward each day. You wake up wanting to do what your vision takes you to. So I can go on for a long time, but you know, Bob Proctor put a program together. And so if you want to learn more about it, I'm going to add a link in here for a free Visioneering Checklist. And of course, it's from the Proctor Gallagher Institute. And then when you get it, you can also get access to a 30-minute video by Sandy Gallagher on Visioneering, and it's really awesome. So that'll be in the links.
Pat, excellent. Thank you very much. And that reminds me of something else. I'll put this in. You may have done this. This is free. If you just go into Google and Google 123 DISC test. I'll put it here. 123 DISC test. It's free. It gives you a real insight into who you really are and how you operate under pressure. Okay? So you might find that helpful. And thank you also, Pat, for sharing yours. I mean, anything that comes via Bob Proctor is well worth having. No doubt about that. All right. Who else would like to contribute? Any hands up?
Well, Peter, I was going to try to contribute some things, but Pat covered it and Yvonne covered it. Everybody's covered everything that I was going to talk about, you know, about vision and the importance of vision. And the biggest, you know, I like Pat, I'm a huge Bob Proctor fan and follower of what he teaches. And boy, I tell you, whenever I listen to him, I've got a notebook that I have to write down. I stop the video and I have to write it down and play it again. And then just to make sure that I get it, because sometimes, you know, with me, I'm one of those people that I have to write it down in order to make it stick. Okay. And some of the things that he talks about is that, indecision is the biggest thing that stops everyone and dead in their tracks, because the indecision comes from lack of vision and action on what it is that they want. So it's just, he talks about, what is your dream? What is your thought? And he starts with a talk about paradigm, and the paradigm is your mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior, and almost all of our behavior is habitual, is what he talks about. And without that knowledge and without the things that we have, we wind up being indecisive. So we have to take and stop the things that we normally do, and we have to look at ourselves. We change our perception. As Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at something, what you look at will change. And when you see your vision and where you want to go, you have to take that step back and look at where you want to go so you can change what you're doing in order to get there. And one of the big things you have to do is make that decision. Take that thought, that ethereal thought, put it in your head, and as Pat said, attach it to some emotion, and once that emotion is attached to it, it becomes a passion, and that passion has to come out in action. And the biggest detractor to decision making is lack of action. Indecision comes from lack of action. Once you start doing something, that vision will become a reality. I was just listening to that Visioneering talk that Pat was mentioning, that Sandy Gallagher was talking about. She said that, what is an example of a vision was Starbucks. The owner and creator of Starbucks, his vision was to sit around and imagine himself sitting in a coffee shop, talking with someone in a surrounding that's just filled with the smell of coffee, and just sipping and having conversations with friends and things like that. And with that and through his actions, he created an empire in the coffee field. and it's the thought that we take and imagination and holding on to it, making it a real, a real passion that's attached to emotion and just moving forward with it. And as fearful as it may be, it's that fear, that paradigm that you have to break in order to get forward and make the action and create success.
Well said. Well said. Dream big, think big, and take action.
Exactly.
You've got to go. And I want to hear what you have to say before you go. So over to you, my man. You're on mute. Okay.
Regarding vision, I kind of agree with what everyone was saying. And if you visit my website, my old website, there's a banner of me saying that your vision must be larger than your imagination. And I got that from Oprah. And I want to read something to you I wrote 3 years ago. It's on this golden frame. It was told by an astrologer to write down and then put it in your temple or wherever you worship. So I wrote this down. I am a happy, healthy, wealthy billionaire, Oscar-winning actor, producer, storyteller, seminar speaker, world champion of public speaking, loving husband, father, brother, son, friend, spiritual healer, super manifester, genius creator and developer of products, content creator, philanthropist, and the largest personal development club founder. Now, if that doesn't scare me, then what would, right? But I did it. I wrote it down because that's what I want. That's what my vision is. And I think I mentioned last week, I was part of a platform for 1 year, then it shut down. And I started my own this Friday. And 15 people showed up, but I was happy. It was a beginning for me. I didn't think, how's it going to work out? I quickly just did it. And now I already have a second speaker for this Friday who's been on the David Letterman show. And, the universe is just working for me. So I'm just heading towards that goal of becoming that largest personal development club that I want to be, and I did leave the Google form last week in the chat. I don't know, nobody filled it, so except Marcus, but I'll leave another form today before everyone leaves. So if you want to fill it in and then attend the Friday talk, most welcome. I just added all of you on Facebook as well. Jeff is already a friend on Facebook, even before we met over here. And Yvonne and all, but the rest of you, I just added you. So accept my friendship. And yeah, coming back to the vision, I agree. It has to scare you. If it doesn't, then it's too small. And I also do believe in having a vision board. In 2021, I had a vision board where I wrote that I would be part of a retreat in Arizona. And next month, I'm speaking at a retreat in Arizona. So it's kind of, but the only thing is when you have that vision, just don't focus on the outcome. Just let it go out there in the universe and it'll just somehow find its way. So yeah, that's my adding to the vision part.
Thank you very much, Yogesh. Very, very well said. Okay. And I'll make sure I check out that link. I missed it last week. My apologies for that. Okay. And if I can sum up a little bit of what you said in another way, what you're really saying, well, partly saying is become the person you want to aspire to be today. Be that person today. Don't wait for it to happen. Yeah, well done. Well said. Who else would like to contribute? Carol.
Thanks, Peter. I have to say that all the gems that I've heard this morning are just very inspiring. And I keep thinking, everybody has said everything. What can I add? Well, I just thought I would share what I like to do. It's on maybe a smaller personal level, although I am definitely intrigued by Yogesh's, really stepping out and getting out of his comfort zone. In fact, he inspires me to think about doing that. And what I like to do is every year I create 2 vision boards, one for my personal life and one for my business life. And they're not necessarily on a huge global, expansion type thing, but I know what's important to me. I know what my values are. So my vision boards center around those values such as, like being of service, being kind, enabling happiness for others, and really just making a difference in this world. And those are central to my vision, and they can take different forms, every year. And in fact, sometimes when I've achieved some of my goals, because when I put them on, I really think about them hard and try to make them very real for me. And when I achieve one, then I change that vision board, update it a little bit. And I've been doing that for about 4 years now. And it has such a comfort in my life, and it keeps me on track, and it keeps me motivated. And it's just something I share it with people sometimes, like what I do, or, I help people get started in them. And it just gives me such happiness. So I just thought I'd like to share that with you today.
Thank you, Carol. Well said. Well said. When you take big action on your vision, it sends a message to other people that you really mean what it's all about, that you are determined, that you're committed. And that is leadership as well. And that will impact on other people around you. If people can see that you're taking action in order to achieve your vision, that is an incredible impact you can have on people around you. Jeff, over to you.
Let me up mute. Okay. Yeah, vision. My vision was to be happy. That was my vision many, many years ago. From 8 years ago, I wasn't happy, so I decided I'll be happy. I just left Australia, left everything behind, and here I am, and I've never been happier. Also, I think it was Anthony mentioned Starbucks. I'll tell you a very quick Starbucks story. Many years ago, when I was a real businessman, and I had the old days when you wore a suit and tie, I went to the local shopping centre and I bought myself Entrepreneur magazine and probably some finance paper or something, and I went to the Starbucks coffee shop and I sat in the corner. I ordered my coffee. I went back and sat down and started reading my book. There was no one in the place at all apart from the owner and me. And the owner yells out to me, "Your coffee's ready." And I thought, yeah, and what about it? I didn't know. With Starbucks, you pay your money and then you just got to line up like a donkey. And I thought, the reason I go to, you think about this, guys, the reason I go to a coffee shop is to relax. Have a coffee, otherwise I can go home and have $1 coffee rather than pay $6, right? So I thought, not knowingly, I thought, I'll go there, relax, read my magazine. I just told the owner, point blank, I said, "Buddy, I'll come and get the coffee, but let me tell you, myself or my 40 staff will never ever step foot in this place again. Thanks very much for the service." And that's my story on that. That's my rant on Starbucks. I've never been to a Starbucks since. So I'm not sure how good their coffee is. But
it's crap.
Yeah, well, there you go. And I believe they were closing down. I don't know if Fred was right. They closed down a shitload in Sydney. I'm not sure about Australia.
Yeah, because they couldn't make coffee to compare with what you get in Melbourne. That was it. End of story.
Yeah, well, probably the service had a bit to do with it as well, because service is king, guys. Serve your people. Anyway, coming on to the next stage of vision, my quote's only a short one, is to create a better everyday life for the many people you come in contact with, for your clients, but also your co-workers, the people we come in contact with every day on a daily basis, and give them a smile or a kind word. It costs you nothing, and it may well change someone's life. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Jeff. When you've got a vision that's strong, people take you seriously. There's no doubt about that. And that's basically reflected in a very poor way with your example from Starbucks when you think about it. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. I've got Fred and Markus. Either of you would like to contribute? Markus, no?
Penny's got her hand up.
Okay, Penny.
Hi, guys. So not long ago, I had a pretty big vision, and I realized to myself that it was no longer my vision. It's still a vision in my heart, but it was a pretty big vision, and I didn't feel good about basically the customer service I was giving. I took on too much to make that dollar, and it made me unhappy. So what I've had to do is backscale my vision so that there is a nice balance. And I've had to tweak that a few times in the last couple months, but I don't know. I just woke up one day and went, this is not right. I wouldn't want to be treated like this. I'm taking on too much. I'm not happy. They mustn't be happy. I didn't ask, but it didn't feel good within myself. So I backscaled my vision where I could still be happy, but even more fulfilled within inside of me to give that service. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Penny. Thank you very much indeed. Fred, what about you, my man?
Yeah, I'll just talk a little bit differently. When I started the community networking group, I had a vision of just creating a group where a group of people could get together and have a chat and help each other grow their businesses. But in talking to people, in the back of my mind now, I can see where it's heading. And, realistically, in 12 months, I'm looking at probably mini franchising it, so to speak. So we'll have co-hosts having their own rooms under the banner in their own country and delivering this similar service. So suddenly my vision of a small little networking group that I was looking at is now into my mind is just exploding, and I'm looking at all the options that are available. So your visions can change, is the point, and on a daily basis or a weekly basis, and hopefully for the better, So that's what I'm looking at the moment, and I'll watch this space in 12 months' time to see if I make it.
Good on you, Fred. I mean, you started off doing 1 session a week. You're now up to 3, aren't you? Right?
Yeah, it's 3 sessions, and probably looking at adding another one on the weekend.
Yep. Right. Anyone else like to contribute before we close? No?
Marlon's got his hand up.
Something. Is it my turn?
Oh, you've got the floor.
Okay. Well, I'm a very simple man. I have very simple visions in my life, and just to give you a context, growing up in a third world country is kind of tough. I basically raised myself. I started working in the construction when I was 12, basically, providing for myself. And despite all of that, I became the only person in our family to graduate in college. And when I started my family, my vision was I will never let my kids go through the same thing that I had, and I just wanted to provide for them for their college. So my vision was they should going to college should never be a problem for them. So when my wife and I got married, we started very early on building their college fund, and I'm very happy right now that we at least have that fund right now to provide for to pay for their college education for the two of them. And that's something that I'm very proud of. I think that's a very big accomplishment for me, at least. And the other vision that I have at the moment is that because there's a custom in the Philippines where the parents are sending their kids to college so they can become their, what do you call that? They can become their bank. They can become their pension, their caretakers, and I don't want that. So we're doing everything that we can so that my wife and I can retire and we can provide for our own. We don't have to depend on our kids. So compared to Yogesh, my my vision is very different. But I'm so glad that I'm starting to achieve those things that I have dreamed of before. And the one thing that really helped me keep going is the one principle that Stephen R. Covey shared on his 7 habits, that they begin with the end in mind. everyone knows that. But doesn't matter. The process can change. You can divert, but you just have to stick to the goal that you have in mind, and just never give up. Keep trying, and you will get there. And I am a living proof of that somehow, no matter how small my my vision was. So I think that's it.
Well said, Marlon.
Well said, Marlon. Well said. And just so
Did
you know,
Marlon
there's no
say he
two-
didn't want to speak before? Did he mention something like that?
Same guy.
You know, when it
Way to
comes
go,
from
Marlon.
the
Well done,
heart-
buddy. Well done.
Marlon,
Well
when
done.
it comes from the heart like that, you speak very well.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
everyone. Appreciate
Very,
that.
very well.
Marlon, remember,
Yes, and-
you can never script sincerity, okay? You did very well.
Right.
That's a
And
nice
Fred,
quote, Peter.
Your point was excellent. Your vision can always be in a state of change. There's no doubt about that. And to me, one of the biggest fears I had was that I didn't want to go too big. Okay? I think, no, I'll make it easy to achieve. That was a huge mistake. That was a huge mistake. Anyway, that's history now. Anyone else like to contribute? Because if not, I want to thank you for your time. I've held you long. Santa, you want to say something?
Well, I was just going to say, one of the last things that, just a little last thought was that on your just 2 cents right there, one of the things that Bob Proctor says is never be satisfied where you are. Always look forward to the future and always change and look always to do better from where you are right now, and always look forward. Never look back, because the past is in the past, and just never be satisfied for where you are. Always strive to do better and be bigger and always expand.
Excellent. I'll leave you with one challenge to do every day. Get rid of toxic people around you. Okay? If you're connected with them in any way, shape or form, especially on social media, get rid of them, because they're going to kill your vision. Because they can't do what you want to do, and therefore they'll try to destroy you in the process. Be very careful with toxic people, all right? And also be careful, because sometimes they may be closer to home than you realize. And that makes it very complicated and very challenging. Just to finish with, thank you everyone very much for your contributions today. I look forward to seeing you next week.